Craziest thing you've ever seen as a bouncer?
As a bouncer?
Yeah.
We took a response to a fight, and when I got outside, it was between a guy and a trainee. And they were in a fight. By the time I got through the crowd and was like actually about to go break them up, she had thrown one of the cleanest hooks I've ever seen in my entire life, knocked this dude to the ground, and proceeded to say, "You like this anyway." Pulls the dick tape off, drops the dick on his face, and I just couldn't. I just fucking walked away. I ain't break up shit. I was just like, you know what, y'all got that. Y'all, it broke itself up. No.
Hi, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to the Conference Call Podcast. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for showing up. If you are returning, I do appreciate the support. If you have not checked out our Instagram and YouTube channel, we are at the Conference Call Podcast, and you can follow us on pretty much any podcast platform out. A 5-star review and a comment and review would be greatly appreciated. I will not keep you very long because I have a part 2 to this. My catering event is approaching in the next 5 days, and although I'm ultra prepared, I am super scared of this fucking dream. I'm scared that this is going to happen. I truly am, as much as I say I'm prepared and I'm excited for it, and I am excited for it. I guess I shouldn't have just put out bad juju like that. I guess that's just bad karma. But I'm just terrified. I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to let my fiance down. I don't want to let the people that have supported and invested in this business. So I just don't. I'm just going to be really gearing and putting my all my thoughts and all my just everything into this. You know, I'm trying not to fuck this up, and I know there's going to be hiccups and everything we do. It's all learning, but we're trying not to have any disasters here, people. That's what we're trying to avoid here. I'm a preventer. I am not a cleaner. I like to prevent shit from happening. So, but I really, so as you guys can hear in my voice, I am very, very very anxious and petrified of next week. I think we're going to be perfectly fine. I think we're going to do great. But you can't just go in there with so much confidence that you leave out doubt. So you got to just, the craziest thing is that you see people when you see like true character under stress. And I do have to say that I'm very good at very stressful situations. I don't panic. I think if something really drastic happens in my life where people have to question me, it's going to be, unless something really, really bad happens, when I just start breaking down in tears. But like, if someone's like in a car crash and stuff, I don't panic. I try to assess the situation. You know, obviously call 911. You know, you can't help anybody. You can't really physically grab somebody unless the car's like on fire, because you have to ask somebody like, can I assist you? Because if you pull them out of the car and they break something like, that guy broke my fucking leg, that piece of shit. That's how it works. When I went to EMT school, that's how they had to tell you outside of like duty. Like, if you want to help somebody, you have to ask them permission first to protect your own ass. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, sir, the car is on your fucking leg. Can I help you? I don't know. You may break my arm trying to pull me off this bitch. It's like, wow. Crazy, crazy world we live in. And I'm sure that everything have changed. I don't even know if you have to ask people, but it kind of makes sense. It's kind of like common sense when I was doing it, and kind of makes sense now that you would have to ask somebody to like help them. I guess like if they're getting jumped by somebody, you want to go and help them and shit like that. I mean, it's like, hey, do you need some help? It's like, fuck, they're beating the shit out of me. I mean, fuck. Whatever. So so yeah, I'm really I'm just really nervous, and I'm gonna. Hey, you're nuts! What the fuck? I'm getting all these messages now. Uh, so I want to give you guys a part two of like the aftermath of everything, because I did take the day off after this event just so I can kind of like wind down, because this event's gonna go until like 9, 10 o'clock probably. Hopefully, I mean, the later is the better. You know, I mean, I know that it's booked to a certain time, so I guess maybe not. I guess later we're gonna. I don't want people to get overcharged, but if you're having a good fucking time, whoop whoop. Anyways, so I do want to give you kind of like a part two the day after, just to kind of give you a follow up and kind of give you a reaction to how I am, because right now I'm a fucking nervous wreck right now. But we'll get through it. We'll kick ass. But that's happening next week with the Useless Podcast, episode 4. That's going to drop next Friday or Saturday, just depending on how everything goes. I mean, who knows how people are going to react if the Dodgers don't go past the Mets. It's really, I feel bad for you Dodger fans out there, because it's like, it's it. You know, there's no, it's like, it's dependent or not. You know, that's it. And the fucking bullshit thing about you guys too is that when it doesn't happen, it's like you guys can't do any wrong. Because I'm sure if you guys do not beat the Mets and the Mets beat you guys, you're gonna say Ohtani had like an amazing year. Like, it's just incredible what he had. So you can't fucking do that. You can't be a Raider fan. I'm not trying to like blast hate on LA fans and old LA teams and shit like that. Because I want the Dodgers to do well. I have so many friends that are Dodger fans. At some point, I just want them to be fucking happy. I, as a Braves fan, got my pendant not too long ago. I'm good. I'm satisfied. I'm okay with restructures and bad seasons, good seasons, and getting beat, you know, in the first round and the wild card and all this other shit. It's fine. I just like a Charger fan, I've accepted it. With being a Laker fan, I'm very, very like a Dodger fan when it comes down to that. It's like, come on, at least fucking do something. Like, this is bullshit. This is like the greatest player in NBA right now. I'm not saying the greatest player of all time, is in NBA right now, playing with all these kind of like rooks. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're wasting possibilities here. Give this guy one more fucking championship in LA. At least legitimize his stay in LA, because the bubble championship does not mean shit to anybody. Trust me, I've asked Laker fans and they're like, that means absolutely nothing, because nobody was there. There was no crowd interference. There was nothing. It was just like, that was it. I mean, that sucked. That shit sucked. But a championship is a championship. If the Chargers won a championship with no fucking fans in that stadium, I don't give a flying fuck. Fuck y'all. My team got a championship. So, I'm rooting for you Dodger fans. I really am. But please, no excuses. You had, and like, Ohtani's going to get MVP. And you guys already know that. It's already like in the bag. But he can't be the reason that you guys can't just be like, this is what we had. We had the best player in the league and blah, 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 blah. That doesn't mean shit, dude. You got beat by the fucking Mets. I don't give a fuck. The Mets, they have a good team. The Mets, the fucking Mets. Really? Out of all teams, the Mets? Did you think out of all the fucking teams that you possibly could have faced in the playoffs that you were going to get beaten by the Mets? Stop it. Just show up and beat them. Just do it. I don't know when this is going to come out. We may be going to the 7th game. They may be over with. Who fucking knows? I don't follow baseball at all. If the Braves aren't in the postseason, I'm not following dick. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about was as men, if any ladies out there listening, this is a little bit of information, inside info for y'all. We don't go to the doctor or any type of doctor whatsoever in any type of category unless it is absolutely crucial. Unless I have broken a bone, something, I am like coughing up blood, I am shitting out blood, it's going out the wrong way, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the case may be. If I'm not having to be like carted to the hospital, I'm not fucking going. I'm not doing it. And that was my mentality for the longest time. Up until just recently. I went to a eye doctor in the last 24, 48 hours. And from my last experience a long ass time ago, because I used to wear glasses when I was like I believe 10 to like 13, I believe, and then I lost them. I was getting bullied. I was a little fat kid in middle school, and I had these really big fucking silver bulky square glasses, and I had a comb over. It's like my parents just set me up for just for instant failure. It's like they probably like fucking looked at me while I was walking. Like, look at that fucking door. That would be actually so funny if they fucking actually set up my clothes just so they can laugh at me later. That'd be fucking crucial. I mean, and I hope you're laughing, but the shitty thing is there's probably like kids that have dealt with that, and that's fucked to even think. It's like, look at that dweeb just leaving. You know, I wonder how bad he or she's going to get harassed today. That's horrific to even think about, but I'm sure it's happened, and I don't even want to look into it to find out. So anywho, so I actually went into the eye doctor since that period of time when I lost my glasses. And because I've been, like I told you before in previous podcasts, I've been trying to get back into reading. I read some good books in the past, and I'm trying to get to these this anxiety book, but I can't fucking read the pages. Nowhere. No type of lighting I have in my entire house, unless I put a fucking spotlight on this book, I can't. There's no way I can read it. It just can't. So, and I also do I do work, my real job. It involves me using depth perception, and I was like, all right, things are getting a little bit challenging. So, not too bad, but I figure it was like, you know what, with the reading situation and definitely affecting my job just a tad, I decided to go to the eye doctor. So the first thing I do is it takes me a couple weeks to set the appointment. That's fine. I have to accept that. I haven't done it in a while, so I don't know how long this shit fucking takes. So it took me a couple weeks, got my appointment, go inside, and the assistant is giving me all these really cool like VR fucking tests and shit. Like all these little like blink twice, don't blink, hold as much as you can, and all these lights and fucking shits going in your face, you know, in both eyes and stuff. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I have to do this test, you know, legit. I can't try to fudge this. You know, they're going to see how fucked up my eyes are anyways, but I can't just tell them, yeah, I'm good right here. No, I can't fail at this test. I have to be completely accurate and honest with myself so they can tell me, hey, you're fucking a nightmare with your eyes right now. That's not what they said, but I'm just saying that's what I was kind of thinking going into this appointment. So I'm taking all these really cool tests, and it was like really sweet. I can't even describe it. Like there was one where, you know, you have to look dead center at this kind of like cross. It was kind of like a bullseye. And then they're like, we're going to isolate one eye, and then you're going to click this button every time you see like a white dot. And dude, one eye, I was like rocking and rolling. It was like, it's like, I was like, bam, I'm seeing all this shit. And then at one point when they flip to the other, I'm like, oh boy, like, holy shit. I don't know if any of you really like give yourself an own eye test, just like isolating one eye and trying to read something from a distance. It's fucked up. Unless you have great eyes, congratulations. You're few and far between. But me, that was scary. And that was just the assistant doing like the pre-examination. Once the doctor got into the exam room, the first thing she pointed out was a few things was going on with my eyes that no one has ever said to me ever before in my life. And to this very minute, to this moment, as I'm talking to you about it, it has been engraved, embedded in my fucking cranium. It sucks. I see it all the time and it bothers the living shit out of me. This is the type of shit that if you don't try to fix before it gets bad, this happens. Insecurities, crazy insecurities. I'm going around thinking that people are just staring at this fucking thing that was told to me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, what? I go, you know what? She's like, has no one ever said that to you? And I go, no. As a matter of fact, no one has ever said that to me. You're the first one. And I'm not going to tell it to anybody. I told it to my fiance, and more than fucking likely she will tell like a few other people, and it's going to really bother me. But that's just how it goes. I love her to death, but you just never know. She's probably going to laugh her ass off about it. She's like, I really didn't notice, but now I notice. It's like, that's probably what she would sound like. So she makes me do all these distant tests with like letters and numbers and shit like that. And at some point, I'm hating myself. I'm like, you are a piece of shit for letting this go as long as you have. Okay, so ultimately, after all these crazy tests and just a lot of like, just woe is me depression put on myself during the test, is like, dude, it's really bad. She tells me, I don't have glaucoma. I don't have high blood pressure, because she's looking at like the veins in my eyes, which was crazy. And she's like, no high blood pressure. The crazy thing, she goes, I have a little white ring around my eye, which could have been like high cholesterol in my past, or it's developing now, which I don't think so, because I have a pretty chill diet. I'm not a glutton in anything. So if it's in my past, then let it be in the past, baby. But she's like, you still need to go to a fucking doctor, you idiot. She didn't say that, but she goes, for real. I mean, is your first time in forever? Come on. So she was a sweetheart. She wasn't any bit of she had no sarcasm going on in our appointment. My first time was quite lovely. I can stress how awesome it was. The real stressful thing after finding out that one of my eyes is like, it needs like the accessibility to read and close, near vision and shit like that. One eye needs like far and near side, setup on my glasses. And getting this, it was fucked. This eye is a fucking shit show. It still works properly. It's good. But I definitely need glasses. I need to accept it. So having this great, awesome appointment go the way it is, I have to go now set up my glasses. It's like, okay, so what glasses are you going to wear? And oh, dude, I feel like a fucking old man. This was horrible. And I feel like I kind of jumped the gun on it, but I'm not going to toot my horn here, people, but I have to say that ever since I can remember, from being a metro in my 20s and going through all these different types of aviators, Oakleys, type of glasses, scenarios, boxed, different types of shapes, different types of colors. From my 20s into my 30s, going to Palm Springs, wearing all different types of glasses, I can pull anything off. And these fucking things are translucent, so they actually, no, cat, shame on you. I just let you out. Quiet. Shame. So I can wear these same glasses outside and they'll go dark, so I won't be blinded by the sun. They're fucking sweet. I'm actually super excited about this, and the fact that I can just wear these going from like outside in the sun, it's dark, clear, reading, blow. Game on, motherfuckers. It took me a long time to accept this, but going over like all the different types of specs, this was crazy. Okay, one thing I did not realize with the glasses is that there's like a protection that you can and cannot get if you want. It's really up to you. So if someone's looking in your glasses, looking at you wearing glasses, you won't see, there won't be like a reflection going on around you. There's no reflection being, inside your glasses or anything. They will see perfectly inside your glasses too. There will be like no reflection or shine. It's actually, I never really noticed that. And I was kind of like, shouldn't this like kind of come with it anyways? Like, no, this is an additional thing. This is kind of like how shit works. And by the time I've got all my specs and upgrades put on it, I was blown away by the price. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this is probably the reason why I don't ever want to go to a hospital or why I ever do this. But it's getting to the point where it's a necessity. I have to accept it. I have to go to the doctor. I know I have to go to the doctor and accept that there is going to be some shit wrong with me. I'm just scared to do it. But I don't want to get to the point where I'm just like, hacking up blood or shitting out, blah, 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 before I have to go to the doctor. So I learned my lesson with my glasses, so I have to set up an appointment. Probably have to set up an appointment and a therapy appointment the day after my event next week. So that's probably like perfect timing. Just bam, I'm going to need both these all at the same time. I'm going to go to the doctor and then I'm going to set my therapy appointment right after that, so I can just talk all about it. But, thank you guys for listening to this podcast. I'm getting old and there's going to be shit that's going to happen to me that I'm going to bring up. And I thought this eye appointment was so fucking crazy to me because it's all these new things that I've never experienced before because of male pride. It's fucking one of the silliest things that we men bring up all the time, but it's a true fucking thing. It's a true fucking thing. Just ask them what their prideful thing that they do. And ladies, you'll be blown away by some of the stupid shit that we say. So thank you all for listening to this podcast. Please return next week for part 2 and my follow-up to my event. And, also listen next Friday or pretty much Fridays, bi-weekly Fridays and Saturdays for the Useless Information podcast with myself and good podcaster Dick from the Mind of Dick podcast. This has been such a fun experience where we are really thinking about taking it to the next step and kind of like making Useless Information its own entity. But I'll be honest with you, I really kind of want to make some video of this. I think we need to do better with this. I think we can do better with this. So until then, Fridays and Saturdays bi-weekly, you'll get an individual podcast from myself and a Useless Information podcast. So until then, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. And as always, keep positive and stay classy. Peace. Hey, Rudy, you're there. Hi.